Dr. Henry Stokes, could you tell us who you are, your name, and your occupation?
Sure. Well, to begin, I'm happy to be here in Belize, happy to share experiences with people at Belize, and especially with such a socially oriented person like yourself that's been trying to do things for Belize. Well, the same thing, I've been trying to do things for the Afro-descendant of Guatemala. So my name is Henry Stokes. I'm a medical doctor. I'm a brain specialist, trained at Nashville, Tennessee at Vanderbilt University, USA. And then I returned to Guatemala many years ago to practice in Guatemala. And then in Guatemala, I created the School of Neurology for Guatemala and Central America. That is the oldest school that formed neurologists in 3 areas: in pediatric neurology, in adult neurology, and in neurophysiology. At the same time, I am the president of the association, the Neurological Association of Guatemala, and I'm also the president of the Guatemala chapter of the International League Against Epilepsy, president of the Guatemala chapter of the Bureau of Epilepsy, president of the Guatemala chapter of what is the Sleep Association, the International Sleep Federation. And I'm also president of Guatemala, of the Guatemala branch of the Neurophysiology International Federation. At the present time, I'm also the chairman of the neurology department in the hospital, the largest hospital in Guatemala and the oldest in Central America, the General Hospital of Guatemala. It's called Hospital General San Juan de Dios, where I've been able to provide help to many people from Guatemala and many people from Belize. That is a free hospital, so that anyone that goes there has nothing to pay, and so many people from Belize had been seen and benefit by the hospital, and I've been able to participate in those situations. And in fact, the guy that was here just recently ago, who is Emerson Guild, he was in Guatemala and he would benefit of that treatment, so he came here to give me a follow-up because he learned that I was here. So that that is in the professional areas. No, as you know, I work as a neurologist in the Guatemala City, and then I also provide neurological attention to the northern part of Guatemala, that is Puerto Barrios and Livingston. And once every month or month and a half, I also provide specialized neurological services to the people of Belize, especially the ones in the southern part. That will be Toledo district. So in Toledo district, under the care of Mr. Edwin Paulino, we provide neurological specialized treatments for people in the south of Belize. And then we also provide free service there for the general hospital. But of course, we do have private services that we provide with special neurological equipment that we take with us, so that they have access to what is called the electroencephalography, the brain mapping, electroneurography, so that I do have people that goes from Belmopan and other parts of Belize to Toledo district to see me almost every other month or so on. So that to me it's a great pleasure to be able to direct these words to the people of Belize, and then do a little bit of history as well. And I will tell you that when I first came from the USA as a neurologist, I used to come to Belize City and see patients in Belize City in the hospital, and then we were the one that provided the first EEG machine to Belize.
What year was that?
That was in 1975. The opportunities are there for we as blacks, they are there for the Jewish, and they are there for the whites, and they are for everybody. So we just need to take those opportunities, develop them, and use them for our progress. And we need, first, when we speak about being prejudiced, or when we speak about discrimination, I keep saying that discrimination is a word that is there and is in the human being and it reached to stay. So what I mean by that is that we have the opportunity to, I would say, relate with many people, relate with many races, okay. But at the same time, when we analyze, discrimination is something that had happened among whites just because of the sake of the dress different or because they speak a different language. So that discrimination is a human phenomenon. So I would say that it's time to follow what the Black Americans used to say in the 70s when there was a lot of hustling in USA. They keep saying black is beautiful. So we need to keep insisting in that. Black is beautiful. And at the same time, we need to make our spirit and our people and our actions to be beautiful as well. So that with this, what I'm trying to say is that when we speak about discrimination, we need to understand that that discrimination is not, the one that hurt us is not coming from abroad. The one that hurt us is internal, is inside of us, is inside of our communities. And that is what we need to fight first. We need to fight for I would say, inner freedom. We need to fight for our identity.
Dr. Stokes, there's just so much, but in bringing to my own community, Belize, a sense of self and a sense of identity is a process that we are embarking on. And we are standing on the shoulders of people like Marcus Garvey, Samuel Haynes, Phillips Wilson, Antonio Soberanes, Mr. Henry Fairweather. We are standing on the shoulders of people who started this process. And we're just continuing the process. Now, discrimination externally is not dangerous, like you said. This discrimination internally is the most deadly of all. Now, in 2012, we are deciding that we must begin to develop a school for our children. A school that will deliver relevant education for us. Relevant education has the touch of our culture, has the touch of our history, and we could not move without the touch of our African spirituality. Can you expand on that a little bit first? How does culture affect our young ones? How does our history, the knowledge of ourselves, touch our young ones? Because it don't exist in our schools at this very moment.
I am a great believer that parenthood is the key thing for someone to develop. Because I am, as a doctor, someone that speaks about and knows about the brain. I know that the brain receives messages from before you're born, and then when you're born, and then when you're a kid, and the messages are some that are said by words and other by actions. I cannot tell my kids not to do certain things, and I'm doing them. I cannot tell my kids, do as I say, not as I do. No, I got to tell them, do as I do, because that is the best way of living life. So that there, I think, is one of the big things that we need to get back. Get back to our foundations, but I mean developmental foundation, not our history foundation, but the developmental foundation. And get to our kids the best education we can from home. That will in some way protect them against many things in life. When we get a united family that has the right values, and those values are passed to our kids, that is when we get kids that will really overcome many adversities, will be pioneering in many things, and then we can have a better future for our generation, for our future generation. So that I will insist in those facts, First, that we cannot say the kids are the future of our countries. No, they are the present, because they are our inspirations, because we do a lot of sacrifices for our kids to let them become bigger, to let them become good human beings, so that they are the presence of our life and the presence of our community. But at the same time, I will insist that we need to work in the kids, of course, but at the same time we need to work in the adult people, because the adult people at times, just by getting the right information in the right time, can change their lives. Just by getting a message in time, even an adult can do major changes in his life. So that we should insist them to educate our kids, but then to educate also the adults and to provide them with tools that will let them understand life in the reality, in the different dimensions of life. Not just to say, well, you are right or you are wrong and this and the other, but rather we as leaders have the obligation to help people understand the right messages, to understand the right attitudes, and to help them in the journey, to help them in the pathway that we had followed and had made us successful. So if I had followed a pathway where I have found several obstacles in the way, but I was successful in passing them, then I should help people to understand or to know how they can do to be able as successful as I am, by giving them special tools, by giving them special tips, by giving them samples, by giving them opportunities. But I will insist in another fact. The opportunities are not in the air. The opportunities are in the ground. They are at ground level, that we can pick them. But we need the ones to get them, pick them, and use them. And once we do that, then we are able to have better possibilities of succeeding in life. But I will insist on the fact that, of course, education is important. But on the other hand, self-confidence is very important. And then the other part is unity. But it's self-identification, but group self-identification. Not individual self-identification, but group self-identification.